What's up, guys? Continuing the top 5 burning questions video series for the Braves in 2024, and number 4 kind of goes along the lines of number 5 because the Braves don't have any main roster questions. The depth is definitely the biggest question as we sit here today, in terms of what we're gonna do if something were to happen. But number 4 is who's gonna be that fourth outfielder, and I've talked about this a ton. I feel like it has to be a right-handed guy because Jared Koenig is left-handed. I would prefer it be a guy that can play all 3 outfield positions, and a guy that could change the game a little bit with one swing of the bat. And Kevin Pillar was an amazing clubhouse guy addition to us last year, but I feel like he realized that he could still play at a solid level and realized that he could play more, and I think that's why he took the minor league deal with the White Sox. And if he makes the roster, makes $3 million, and that might be a little steep for the Braves because our main roster is pretty much set for the most part, and you got to have a guy that's willing to take that role. So I think that's why we are where we are right now with the fourth outfielder options that are currently available: Jordan Lupo, Eli White, 2 guys that battled Kevin Pillar last year and ultimately went to KP. But Eli White and Jordan Lupo battled injuries, so that kind of derailed. It definitely derailed Jordan Lupo's spring training because he had an oblique issue. Eli White started off really good in AAA, but then had a big injury that kind of derailed his chances to maybe crack the roster at some point. I think the dark horse, as we sit here today, is Forrest Wall, because you saw the game-breaking ability for him on the bases. He can play all 3 outfield positions, and I think there's a lot more to work with his swing. And he did some good things in blowout duty and mop-up duty when things were wrapped up for the Braves. Division-wise, I liked what I saw. He had a go-ahead homer against Washington in that last series. So that's for his first homer. So that's a big confidence boost for him, or a late inning homer that was huge for us to wrap up that victory. So I think there's a lot to work with there for Forrest Wall, and if he ends up being the fourth outfielder, at least the start, I would not be angry about that at all. You also have JP Martinez, who we acquired a couple of weeks ago from the Texas Rangers. He's a left-hander, but he can play all 3 outfield positions. Had a .277 average, 14 homers, 418 on base percentage, 38 of 42 in stolen bases in the minors. So that's definitely something to look at. And obviously, in the emergency situation, you have David Fletcher, who's played every position but catcher in his career. Also has a 91% contact rate, which is very important in late game situations. And he's been there and done that in a starter role as well. Obviously, I'm not quite sure where he fits necessarily on the roster at this point, but spring training has a funny way of clarifying things quickly. And obviously the roster continues to be a fluid situation because no matter what you see the opening day roster to be, it's going to constantly keep changing just because things happen, and you just got to keep adapting. So that's why depth is important, and hopefully we'll be able to add some more depth down the road. And there is still a lot of quality on the free agent market. So maybe it's a guy we haven't even thought about yet or hasn't signed yet or whatever, because a lot of things happened in spring training as well. It kind of works itself out, but it's going to be an interesting battle to follow. And Eli White and Jordan Lupo are definitely veteran guys, so that may give them a bit of a leg up. But Michael A. Taylor has been my guy for a while, and it's been a lot of people's guy. But I think it'd just be a perfect fit. Speed, 3 outfield positions, 21 homers. But he might think that he deserves a little bit more playing time because of the 21 homer thing. But I think he would be an absolutely perfect fit for the Braves. And especially if like Jerry Kelenic struggles, then you can put Michael A. Taylor out there and feel like you're not losing anything, especially defensively. And he's done some really good things in his career. So Michael A. Taylor would be my ideal fit, but he might be a guy that's looking for a little bit more playing time, kind of like Kevin Pillar. So we'll see how that works. But the number 4 burning question, who will be the 4th outfielder? That is my thoughts on that. But drop down in the comments, let me know who you think is going to be the 4th outfielder. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. Thanks, guys. As always, go Braves. Champions forever.